I never thought I'd see our flag flying over the castle again. The old castle is starting to shape up, eh?
Hey.
Go ahead.
Hi.
I've heard that folks at Finch Farm need some help. The Minutemen should be the ones that answer that call. We should get going.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
There you are. Finally. I've been waiting to talk to you.
Keep it tuned here for updates.
Who are you?
I'm Ronnie Shaw, Commonwealth Minutemen. At least I was. Back before Joe Becker got himself killed and the idiots took over.
Joe Becker? Who's that?
That's just sad. General Becker used to run the Minutemen. The last real leader we ever had. After he died, there wasn't anybody left with the guts and brains to pull things together.
I'd still like to hear what you came to talk to me about.
Heard you were trying to get the Minutemen back on their feet. Thought I'd come see the new general for myself. So what's your story? What makes you think anybody even wants the Minutemen back?
The Commonwealth needs the Minutemen. People are starting to realize that.
I've heard some good things. Wouldn't be here otherwise. Now that I'm here, I can see you really need my help.
We can always use more experienced soldiers.
Yeah, you're not kidding. But I had something more specific in mind. I'm probably the only one who still remembers this. But the castle's armory was located in the West Bastion. All of our best equipment was stored in there. Weapons, ammo, schematics, you name it. Come on, I'll show you. Good. Looks like it might still be intact. The door's still sealed. Bastion hasn't collapsed. Trick now is finding a way in.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
The things I'll do for a headline.
Hey.
Just point me to it.
Hey.
Hey.
Can we trade a few things?
Sure. How are things here at the castle, soldier? Keep up the good work, soldier.
9 a.m. here at Radio Freedom. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
This is the door to the armory.
Radio Freedom,
Ah,
voice of the
good.
Minutemen.
Trick.
I hope you have an idea.
Of course I do.
Uh-huh.
Just hold your horses. Follow me.
You hear about that farm run by ghouls? Isn't that something?
This was the general's quarters. There used to be a tunnel leading from here to the armory. Pretty dark down here. We better watch our step.
That looks pretty bad.
That's done.
Detected. Sentry bot. Designation. Sarge. Powering up.
Well, one of ours.
Initiating defensive.
Jiminy Cricket! He's on Fritz! It's over. Too bad Sarge would hate one. He's been guarding the castle since, forever, as far as I know. One if I land. Nah, that's not it. For the Commonwealth. Ah, darn it. Oh, it's been a long time. United we stand. Yeah, that was it. Ah, that explains all the landmines. This is General McGann. He had your job back when I first joined up. Must have gotten trapped down here when that sea beast attacked the castle. He did manage to keep the armory secure. I'll give him that much. Guess the uniform is yours now, if you want it. So, geezer. Doesn't need it anymore. Rest in peace, General. Your fight is done, and the Minutemen live on. There's no point in... I'd get us in here. Now, let's see what kinds of goodies are left. Excellent. The armory's still intact. Everything we need, just waiting for us. You found the schematics for building artillery, right?
Artillery?
Great big guns? Blow up our enemies from miles away? Any of this ringing a bell? All right, let's get going. Don't forget to grab some smoke grenades, too.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the
Looks like you've got everything we need.
All quiet here.
As soon as you get some artillery built, we'll do a test fire to calibrate it.
I don't think we've met.
Tuned to Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen. It's 12 noon. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Gosh darn, it's good to see artillery here again. So here's the thing about the big guns. They can't fire at anything too close, but their range is impressive. That's what the smoke grenades are for. Toss one of those at the bad guys. If we have artillery in range, we'll confirm over the radio and target our fire on your smoke. But first, we better do a test fire. Make sure we're hitting what we're aiming at. You see that little building over there? We use that for our aim. Keep the radio on and tune Radio Freedom so we can confirm we're ready. All right, General, if you can hear me, we're ready. Toss one of those smoke grenades into the target area and we'll start the test fire. Your smoke on the target. You might want to stand back. You know, just in case. Artillery support. Use it wisely, General.
We've got to get out of here before we turn
Sorry, General, we can't fire again yet. Give us a few minutes to recalibrate the artillery.
Heads up.
What do you need? I've got to hand it to you, General. You've really turned things around for the Minutemen. I never thought I'd see the day that the Minutemen had artillery support again. We should see about building them at all our settlements to expand our coverage. And Ronnie Shaw returns. She's something else, isn't she?
What do you think of her?
People like her. She comes across pretty hard-ass. But she's one of the good ones. I'd heard stories about her from the old-timers, but I didn't know she was still around. The fact that she's come back to the Minutemen means we must be doing something right.
We're not ready to fire again yet. We'll have the artillery back online as fast as we can.
We'll dig in and hold this position.
Excuse me.
Now that we have the armory back, you can have anything you need right now?
Anything to report?
Nothing you need to worry about. We'll hold this place for the Minutemen as long as any of us... Now,
Keep on keeping on, all right? This is for you.
Maybe. Let me take a look.
help yourself.
It helps. We'll be sure to put this to good use.
Hey, General.
Good afternoon. You're tuned to Radio Freedom, broadcasting across the Commonwealth. All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
I thought all the surface people looked like monsters, but you seem pretty normal.
Humanity's future is taking root right here. Dr. Watson doesn't think I'm Institute material. I'm gonna prove him wrong.
Diamond City Radio, and I'm, it's me, Travis. Anyway, here's Butcher Pete by, Roy Brown. It is probably about a butcher.
There we go.
Personal record, Dr. Brian Virgil. This will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone. Do you understand me? I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least I know what I'm about to do after that.
Yes.
Anomaly detected. Negative sensor read. Weapons cold.
That's it. Nice.
Audio compromised. Engaging. Scanners detecting sentient life. Alert left.
Nice. I'm through.
That was, being left. Yep. Here's a thing. A sort of note, I guess, from a sponsor here in Diamond City, and I'll just read it. The Colonial Tap House wants to remind everyone that you are not welcome there. Upper Stands residents only. This next song, it's 60 Minute Man, and, whoa boy! I just, okay, never mind.
got it. Sweet. That's it.
Nothing to report, sir.
When are you going to tell me about this mysterious Phase 3?
You know I can't talk about that.
Hey there.
Took you long enough to find that evidence. Let me see what you've got.
How do I know you'll honor our agreement?
I never promised I'd return to the Brotherhood. I said I would
Sing it,
You're
brother.
just going to have to trust me. If the Brotherhood didn't, they wouldn't have risked sending you to find me in the first. Now hand it over.
This wasn't easy to find.
Is that supposed to make me feel bad? Just give me what you found.
This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Benet has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh. It's almost too good. The responses map almost identically to expectations, some of the most lifelike I've seen. Of course, it's not really Sean. None of his memories are in there. That, even now, would be a step too far. It's starting to have an effect on the team, I think. I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice.
At least for years.
Just a second or two. Forgetting that he's not a real boy.
I know what I'm about to do will be
Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are
Uh-huh.
put off. If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
Now you know that Father is a liar. He doesn't deserve to have you here.
And I'll never forgive him for it. I came to the Institute to get away from the Brotherhood. from the whole world. I just wanted to do my research in peace. Father took me in and gave me access to cutting-edge technology that I only dreamed existed. I became jaded. I thought that the Institute cared, that they wanted to better mankind. Maybe in their own twisted way they still do. But now I realize if you can't trust the people you're working for, then it's all pointless.
Right.
If they lied about Dr. Virgil, who knows what else they've been lying about? Or what their plans are for my work. I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood. But I'm going to have to do it on my own. I can't take any chances being seen with you. Tell whoever sent you that they've just regained the services of Dr. Madison Lee.
Excuse me, Dr. Lee?
I'll be along soon. Just tell whoever sent you to prepare for my arrival.
I wish you'd come with me now.
That would be dangerous. If we're seen together, it could jeopardize everything.
Sure.
I made it from the capital wasteland to the Commonwealth on my own, you know. I can take care of myself. Now, is there anything else? I need to prepare to leave.
Do you have security codes to any of the other sections?
Here, this is everything I have. It's not much, but you can use them however you like. Anything else?
How are you going to get back to the surface?
Let's just say I still have a few people I can rely on in here, including someone that knows how to operate the teleportations. Don't worry, I'll keep my word. Was there anything else? I need to get my things together.
Good luck, Doctor.
To both of us.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
And that was for Carl there. Well, I mean, I guess it was actually Mark to you. Never mind. Hey, so
Taking on a
a bit of
death
news
without...
that might interest you. If not, hang on a minute, and I'll go back to the music that we usually play. If you hadn't,
I received word that Dr. Lee is returning to us.
most people know this, but maybe
How
someone
cooperative do you think she'll
that,
be?
The Green Tech building was where those mercenaries lived. The Gunners.
I've convinced her that the Institute is the enemy, not the Brotherhood.
Well done, Knight. As soon as Dr. Lee arrives, We'll interrogate her aboard the Prydwen. She's been under the Institute's influence for the last decade, and we can't afford to take any chances. Now, on to other matters. Thanks to the success of your reconnaissance efforts, it's time to advance our operations to the next phase. I want you to report to Proctor Ingram at the airport. She has a special project that requires your immediate attention. Once again, Knight, you don't fail to impress. Dismissed.
That's just what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. It's probably not. Segue. Back to the music, I guess.
The last person that disobeyed Captain Kells ended up scraping rust off the Prydwen's hull. On the outside.
This one is from, ironically, End of the World.
So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty.
Right. Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll help us crush the Institute.
It will, but we've got a lot of work ahead of us first. Come on, it's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on the tarmac. Maxon and Kells have been looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now, the Prydwen might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting. And that's where our new comes in. This storage bay full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the Capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Unfortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
It'll take a miracle.
You think he looks rough now? You should have seen him when I unsealed the salvage crates filled with his parts. Now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts fully assembled. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding to get them working again. The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile.
I assume you can fix that?
I wish it was that simple. If this happened to one of the robots on the Prydwen, I'd just swap out its fusion pile. As much as I hate to admit it, luckily you were able to convince Dr. Madison Lee to return to the Brotherhood. She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime a little... I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant to work on Prime for some reason. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his power system, we can get the big guy moving.
I'm pleased we were assigned to the same team. I think we can learn a little. Lot of each other.
Attention. Delta Team Lead, report to the bridge. Delta Team Lead to the bridge.
If you run into any sense, shoot to kill. We don't take risks.
Dr. Lee.
If you're here to talk me into working on Liberty Prime, you can forget it.
You promised you'd help us.
You're right, I did. But you neglected to mention that I'd be asked to work on Liberty Prime. I've been down this road with the Brotherhood before. Why would I make the same mistake twice?
Because we care what happens to the Commonwealth.
You trust them a whole lot farther than I do, General.
You know, if anyone else wearing a Brotherhood of Steel uniform said something like that, I'd laugh in their face. But coming from you, it sounds like you actually mean it. Tell Proctor Ingram to get her scribes ready. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online, but we'll get it done.
Joining our cause was the wisest decision of your life, brother.
Let's go get some bag.
I'm proud to be serving under Elder Maxson. I had enough of lions.
Mez is self-service, brother. You take what you need.
The Institute and their technological abominations need to be stopped at any cost.
Tipped a Brahmin with a vertibird. Now that's a challenge.
Can't talk right now. Gotta clean the myalert scat off my boots.
Proctor.
Well, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Did we make a mistake asking her to help?
Nah, don't worry about it. We might not be best buddies, but we'll get the job done. Besides, Dr. Lee's worth all the aggravation. We're working with one of Prime's original designers. I don't see it getting any better than that. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building his electromagnetic actuators.
Sure, anything you need.
That's what I love about you. You're ready to leap into action, and I bet you don't have the faintest idea what I'm talking about. The actuators are what allows Liberty Prime's arms and legs to move. Prime's new limbs are way too heavy for the simple hydraulic pistons he had in the past. We're gonna have to rip those out, construct a brand new system using electromagnets, and install them in his limbs. What we need you to do is build the actuators for us.
Now that you know what the actuators are, you need to know how to make them. These are the plans and the materials list. Don't lose them.
Now, before you get that look on your face, the only thing we need you to head out and find is a high-powered magnet. According to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find one is in any of the ruined hospitals around the Commonwealth. We've already sent out a few teams to find the rest of the high-powered magnets you'll need. They should be back by the time you return.
Once you start building the actuators, we need one for each limb, so you'll need to make a total of 4. Good luck.
Didn't really mean it. And if the Brotherhood is listening,
I'm sure.
Hesitating to pull the trigger on any of them.
Please don't kill me.
Ella Fitzgerald has a happy song about being mad, I think. I'm
The
not
Commonwealth
sure.
scum can be fatal.
Felder Max and ordered to follow him.
Intruder, identify yourself.
Please stand still and we shall begin the procedure.
This area is clear.
No point in leaving that for the scavengers.
That's done.
Warning, dangerous fugitive is on the loose. Do not attempt to apprehend. Attention, fugitive should be considered armed and dangerous. Continuing search for fugitive. Going down. Basement.
Yes.
Kill. Please clear the until order has been restored. Clear. Going down. Second floor.
That was Anything Goes by Cole Porter. That was Anything Went. No? No. This is Diamond City Radio, and I'm, it's me, Travis. Anyway, next is Bob Crosby, who is definitely my top 5 Crosbys, singing way back home.
will be administered swiftly and fairly.
Excuse me, should you be out in the... Hold still, will you?
Going down. Basement. Please stand clear. This is now a free fire zone.
Keep going.
Going down. Second floor.
That's all 4 actuators. Delivered and done. Nice work.
Right on schedule. I've completed the restoration of Prime's basic functions, and he's ready to go. In fact, it's getting difficult to explain to the system why it can't move right now.
Well, as soon as my scribes get those actuators in place, we'll have his arms and legs installed in no time. Which brings me to your next assignment. It won't be long before Prime can walk and talk, but he's missing one last important element. His nukes. Without them, his offensive systems aren't operating at peak capacity.
What's Prime armed with?
Prime has 2 weapon systems, his eye laser and his nuke pack. The eye laser can target a hostile from hundreds of yards out and take it down with pinpoint accuracy. His nukes are modified Mark 28 nuclear bombs. They used to drop the things from bombers during the war. Just one of the nukes is equivalent to about 3 or 4 Fat Man shells. Basically, whatever it hits isn't getting up again. His eye laser is almost ready to go, but without nukes to load into his pack, he's fighting at less than half his capability.
It's gonna be impossible to find a stockpile big enough for him.
You might be right. Prime's bomb pack is fitted for Mark 28 nuclear bombs, the same type of bombs that were dropped from aircraft during the Great War. The Commonwealth was a major staging area for the military's Air Force, so we assumed we wouldn't have trouble finding them. But since we arrived, our scouting teams haven't located a single bomb.
That's going to be a problem. Without a fully loaded nuke pack, Prime won't have the firepower to take on the Institute.
I guess maybe they're gonna take over.
She's right.
Of course she's right. But before you give up hope, there's actually a silver lining here. Proctor Quinlan has located some records regarding a military installation, which was used as a nuclear weapons storage facility. We're fairly certain this included a stockpile of the Mark 28s. The catch is that the installation is located somewhere within the glowing sea.
Oh no, not again.
Yep. You better stock back up on the anti-radiation gear. Scribe Halen's established a communications point on the frontier of the glowing sea. I suggest you head out there first, and establish a signal protocol with her so that the nukes can be airlifted out once you've located them. Hopefully, by the time you've returned, we'll be ready to wake Prime up, and you can say hello. Good luck, Knight.